And now he reaches for this.
This is a surprise and a special treat for all of us.
So another independent bottler, the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, they have a membership and you pay some membership, and then they say, hey, you can also buy these bottles from us of casks that they bought and stored in their in the vaults and in warehouses in Glasgow. Very hidden and carefully non-disclosed vaults and warehouses in
So you can't
Glasgow.
just like walk through the streets of Glasgow and,
I'm sure
hope to
there's
find it.
Just like tap on the street. And, oh, there's a hollow here. Let's bust it open and get the tapping. Stick the tapping. Now that's the sewer again.
That's the 5th time this week. Keep going. We haven't been that far yet.
It's worth it.
It is worth it. Clean the tap. Let's go. One of these days we're gonna strike gold, liquid gold. Keep going. And the horses move down the streets of Glasgow.
Why do they have horses instead of like a car?
This is old Scotch.
Okay. Right, this is an 8-year-old called Westering Rhone. It's bottle number 1 or cask number 180 from Distillery 10. This is one of 267 bottles, and 10 happens to be Bunnahabhain, which is an Islay, but it is a non-peated Islay. And this was quite a delight when I tasted it the other day.
So this is some secret like Illuminati Scotch stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, it's just like the old particular. They do have good selectors. I mean, the reason you subscribe to these societies, you get the old particulars, is that they have access to the warehousemen and they find good casks. And
They have curators.
They've got curators. Right, and if the whiskey's not right now, they'll store it for a number of years.
Is there such a thing as a whiskey sommelier?
Oh, I'm certain, yes.
I mean, would it be called a sommelier? Because isn't a sommelier usually like wine?
No, it'd be a French word. I'm sure that the Scots had their own word.
But there are French.
It's a whiskey taster.
There are French whiskeys, which at some point we will be tasting. Yeah, we're not like this. Is I fucking love whiskey. It's not I fucking love Scotch. Although we do fucking love Scotch. But we're going to be tasting other whiskeys.
So, this I am interested to know what you smell on the nose here.
So Bunahabhain was the Scotch that I fell in love with when I went to Scotland in 1987, which is the last time I was there. I went for the Edinburgh Festival to perform, and we got invited to the ambassador's house, the American ambassador's house, because we were American performers, and we met a Scotsman there named Archie McAllister, and Archie took me on a Scotch tasting trip.
To Islay?
Just around Edinburgh. We were in Edinburgh,
okay.
And he turned me on to this Scotch and a number of other ones, but the Bunahabhain really stood out to me as I love this. This is great. Whatever that Hebridean zhuzh is, that's the thing that I love. So got a bottle at duty free and brought it home. And
How long did that bottle last?
a while. It lasted a while. Along with my memories, which last forever.
Still to this day.
Two cheers to memories.
To Archie McAllister, the fierce Scottish nationalist who was also a watercolor artist and made these gorgeous postcards of boats in storms on the water and just beautiful. I'll scan some and send them out. So
We could put him on the picture.
Yeah.
It's such a Scottish name,
What a great guy.
Yeah.
He's just a wonderful human, and he and his wife were so supportive of our show, which was called Bootlicking Snarling Weasels, which was me and Tracy Burns and
Tracy Burns.
Oh.
Doug Nunn.
We gotta have her on the show.
Oh, yeah,
She's in
we do.
town. We'll have to schedule that.
Yeah, I smell the wine.
Oh, I smell some chocolate in there. Oh wow, yeah, like a rich dark chocolate.
I gotta stick my nose all the way in this glass. It's different.
Just
than the
drink
other.
it through your
You
nose.
gotta really.
And like, there's something floral in here as well.
I'm getting anise again.
Yeah. You getting what?
Anise, the anise.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. Yeah.
This,
Syrup, maple syrup.
I would say this distillery, I know I'm going off track here, but Bunnahabhain is just about the most ugly distillery in Scotland. I think Old Pulteney and Bunahabhain are kind of tied for just
ugliest distillery.
you drive up and you're like, ugh. Now they're revamping it. They've torn down a bunch of the old warehouses and they're putting up new, and they're going to make it kind of painted like the white with the black lettering, like
Get the tourists in.
Get the tourists in.
But it's like,
you went and you tasted the whiskey there, and it was.
Oh, and they take you down
fabulous.
into the earthen floor kind of dunnages where they store the whiskey, and
a great word.
Yeah.
then they just get out the Valanche and they put it in, they put their thumb over it, and they go, "Oh, bring your glass over." And
Valanche is another great word.
Yeah.
and you just like sit there and after like 4 or 5 casts, you're just like, "Oh, this is so good." And it's cold. They've got blankets there, so you can come on your knees. It's so amazing.
I want to go
I
there.
want to go. Yeah, me too. Time for me to go back.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting a lot of the licorice, the anise right now.
Oh.
All right, let's see. I'm going in.
Oh, that's lovely. How mellow.
Ooh, yeah. That does have a lot of
Oh boy.
the tasting it. The anise is anise.
Anise? I want to say anise.
It's even stronger, but yeah.
Second fill red wine barrique.
Yeah.
And that last sweet note is like, it is like almost like a wine sweetness. Like there's a sweetness that's like yeah, it's like a wine sweetness. I don't know how else, like a grape, you know, but like a wine grape.
What's the wine cask? What's the wine? Is it Cabernet?
It didn't say. It just says red wine.
Red wine. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever they make barriques in. I don't know what a barrique is.
Oh,
Actually.
that'll say at the bottom somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, it'll say right there. Oh, that's helpful.
So even though we don't know, you
Thanks,
know.
me.
Ooh, this is such a bold, delightful flavor.
It's
so fruity and flowery and so good.
Coming back to it after the grain, to come back to just a barley, there's just bigger, rounder flavors in it, whereas the grain I felt was like, the sharpness was like, it was a very kind of narrow specific thing, whereas this is rounder and full mouthed. And
Is anyone putting water in this?
nope. It is 60.5%, so water might do something.
You probably would, but I don't want to. It's so good the way it is.
I'm gonna make you.
Bite me with the venom. I don't want the antidote.
We are writing marketing copy for you right here on the show, Scotch people.
Underwrite this. Oh, for God's sake. Wow. And it's really warming on the way down, too. It's got just great heat as it opens up. So that's a lovely.
Not a burn, but it's just
Yeah, it's
warm.
just heat. It's not ashy or carbony or.
It's like a
Scenery.
tiny hummingbird of fire flying down your throat slowly.
Tiny hummingbird of fire flowing down the throat.
Because hummingbirds can hover, right? So they're just slowly going down your throat. Like, I'm just going down. I'm finding some nectar down here. Also, I'm releasing nectar as I
I've
go.
never touched ground. I'm just gonna hit the note.
This is what happens when we have a fourth scotch or a fifth scotch.
That's Scotch.
Or a fifth.
Tiny hummingbird of fire opening up his eye. I'm gonna take that fiery ride.
This song is available for download here.
If you want to remix it and do like a video, please go ahead.
Yeah. Tiny hummingbird of fire running down my throat. Tiny hummingbird of fire reach the fiery note. Gonna keep on flying. Gotta keep on flying to the sky.
Next week we're gonna do just that. It's all kind of just improvised songs.
Tiny hummingbird of fire. Yeah, you can send in your song titles and we'll pair them. We'll pair them to the Scotch.
Oh, yeah, I just once again this is another one where I just want to
Wow.
live in that nose. Like I want to climb it down in there and build a house. This house is like in a like a glade, like a forest glade, and it's surrounded by flowers. Like, but it's like a in the middle of like a forest. There's like a little like a valley or just an open area, a clearing.
A dell?
Yeah, a dell, and there's a little waterfall and like just an adorable cottage there. That's the sort of house I would build inside of this nose.
If I could build a house inside your nose with tiny
Oh,
doors.
he's
I'm
doing
doing it. I'm gonna try it.
Someone's got to, I guess. Let's see what We're all interested.
Well, if I could have a little more, I might stick some water in, but I wouldn't do it with just that tiny amount. May I?
Absolutely. This is your favorite after all.
Can I have a little more too, Andrew? I would have a little more of this.
Oh, fine.
Do anything.
Oh, here. I'll do that. I have to learn to pour after
Yeah,
all.
I did not know. So you turn it that way?
Yeah,
you
commit
just,
it.
You just do it.
Okay.
And it will
okay,
stop.
got it. Okay.
Little ball bearing will.
And then you don't want to lose these last drips. So. Oh, and then the more. Yeah, that's tricky. I'll get it one day.
What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, what's going
Before
on?
I commit?
I've only done the nose so far. I
Did it
don't
ground your
just
hummingbird?
like it. Well, in the nose, it's just it's taken something off. This is what I always say with water.
The hummingbird's not flying anymore for Andrew. Oh, wait.
It gets bigger in the mouth. And that warmth is now up here, so the hummingbird is staying more towards the back of your tongue.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's not
Not a bad thing.
Is
a bad thing.
it worth doing, or is it like doesn't matter either way?
I don't think it matters either way. I don't think it's going to harm you. It's not going to make you dislike this whiskey.
I might try it. We'll see. It's so good.
Yeah, it doesn't take the sharpness off, like the other ones were mellowed. Some of the single grains got mellowed a bit by the water. This one feels like it still has that edge.
All right, I'm gonna try it. This is my favorite one of the ones we've had today. Of the ones we've had today.
I'm just cutting in every single time you said it's
My
your
favorite.
Okay, I don't need to.
Thank you. The human montage.
I am Joseph Montage Limbaugh. Ooh. Am I wrong? Does it open up the nose a bit?
I'm not
I
getting that.
found it took a little bit off, like something is segmented off in the nose.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot more alive on the tongue with the water, though.
Yeah.
It's different, but it makes a different shape in your mouth. Yeah, that's
It's
exactly. The flavor's the same, but it's like a different. It hits like in a different order or something.
Are you getting it more forward? Because I